Hi, I'm Carl with Apt, and these are the Headphone from Bragi. Now, I know what you might be thinking. What type of sorcery is this? There's no cords anywhere. How could these possibly work? Well, I can assure you that no wizards were involved in making these. At least I don't think there were. I did see a guy in a cape. Anyways, there was this really popular brand that you may have heard of that decided to do away with the headphone jack on their phones, and because of that, we're going to start seeing a lot of these types of headphones. Bragi released the Dash a little while back to very kind of mixed reviews. Bluetooth connection was a little spotty, and battery life was really nothing to write home about. Well, the Headphone is not a direct replacement for the Dash, as it's missing a bunch of the features that the Dash has, but they do give you much more consistent Bluetooth connection as well as a bunch more battery life. So if you're someone that carries their phone with them all the time and you don't need the onboard storage of the Dash or the case with the battery built in, you'll definitely want to take a look at the Headphone, which can be purchased at Apt and has free shipping within the contiguous US. All you need to do is click on this little eye here in the upper corner. Now, let's take a closer look at these. The first thing you might notice that didn't really come across to me in pictures is how small these are. I was thinking that they were going to be bulky and heavy since they have so much packed into them, including a battery that can last up to 6 hours, but they were surprisingly light and compact. The fact that they're so light also makes them feel better when you have them in your ear. It doesn't feel like they're constantly going to fall out. Now, the shape of the body also helps to keep them in your ear. They're kind of curved up here, and they fit in really nicely. On the right headphone, we'll take the right headphone out here, you're going to find all the controls. There's three multi-function buttons. There's going to be a button here that has a little O on it. That one you're going to use to play, pause, and accept a call. With a double press, you can also skip to the next song, and with a triple press, you can go to the previous song. The other controls are for volume up and down. Now, if you press and hold the volume up and down button, it also turns on the audio transparency feature. Actually, if you press the up button, it's going to turn on the audio transparency feature, which we'll touch on in a little bit, and vice versa for the volume down button. That's going to turn it off with a long press. You're also going to notice a little microphone on each of these to pick up your voice for a call and to help out with that audio transparency function. So what is audio transparency? It allows you to have these headphones in while you're listening to music, and they'll pick up ambient noise around you. So it's going to make it easier, it's supposed to make it easier to have a conversation with someone without having to pause your music, or if you're using them at work and you need to hear if your phone's ringing, it'll work for that too. I didn't find that this feature worked nearly as well as it does on something like, say, the Sony, like the MDR-X or the MDR-1000X headphones. I know it's a totally different style of headphone, but it goes to show that the technology can work. I honestly found myself taking out the left earphone so I could hear my work phone ringing. If you take the right headphone out, it actually pauses your music, so the only option is the left one. So if you're listening to a podcast or just someone talking on them, it works okay, but when I was listening to music, I couldn't even tell that the feature was turned on. It doesn't mean that they're not good headphones, but I think they could have left this feature off and I would have liked them just as much. The call quality was okay too. I could hear the person I was talking to just fine, and they could hear me as well when I was in a really quiet environment, but if you're trying to talk in an area that's a bit noisy, the person on the other end is going to have a hard time hearing you because the microphones do pick up a lot of outside noise. So moving on, we'll take a closer look at the ear tips. They come with with rubber tips. There's small, medium, large, and you also get a set of Comply foam tips. So it's easy to find a setup that's going to fit your ear well. And then moving on from there, we're going to take a look at the case. So this case is required for these headphones to charge, so make sure you don't lose it. You have to put them into their spots and then plug the case in to charge these up. So they each have their own little spot here. There's an L and an R for the left and right, and you can plug them in. They have little magnets in them, so it's going to hold them in place. But there's no battery built in here, like I said. So you plug in a little micro USB cord here, which the cord comes with them, but it's small, so you might want to use your phone's cord or something like that. So the case is a little different than the Dash. It doesn't have that battery built in. The AirPods from Apple also have that. It's kind of a cool feature, but it does make the case a little bit bigger. But these batteries that come built into these headphones last a much longer time, so you don't really have to worry about charging them up throughout the day. And at least you get a lanyard so you can wear them around your neck. I'll probably stick to carrying them in my pocket though. So we talked about the looks and the features. We'll get to the stuff now that actually matters when it comes to headphones, the sound. Now, admittedly, I'm not an audiophile, so you can take my opinion however you want, but I was a little underwhelmed with sound quality. It wasn't bad, I was just expecting a little more. The bass was not there at all, which kind of made everything else suffer a little. The vocals came through clearly, and certain instruments like guitars and horns, Those came through well, but if you're listening to a complicated song with a lot of stuff going on, they really sounded pretty average. They're still great headphones for the price, and I found them to be really comfortable throughout my time wearing them. I would definitely recommend them to someone looking to get into this style of headphone. Just don't expect them to take the place of a decent pair of wired headphones. I was also shocked at how well they stayed in my ears. Earbuds don't typically agree with me, but these stayed in no matter how much I was moving around, so I thought that was really cool. As well, because I definitely wasn't expecting them to stay in like that. So even though they aren't the best sounding headphones I've ever tested, they're good for what they are. I can completely see myself going for a run or working out with these, or using them while I'm taking public transportation or something like that. They're either way, they stay in really well, and the Bluetooth connection on them was really solid. So if your new iPhone has forced you into getting wireless headphones, I'd definitely consider giving these a try. So what do you guys think? Have you had a chance to check these out yet? Let us know in the comments section. And as always, we appreciate you watching and checking out our videos, and make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube to see all the cool products we carry here at Apt.